Well, the problem is sometimes SUVs are too big and sometimes hatchbacks are too small. Because here's the thing, this car has something that other cars in this segment don't have. So this is the VW Taigo. And what I noticed during the time I had it was the Taigo has this pleasant reminder effect. Like when you're walking back to the car, for a split second, you almost rediscover how good it looks. Almost like, oh, yeah, that's my car. Wow, it actually looks nice. And it's a feeling that grows on you to a point where you actually appreciate it from time to time. But let's look at how it looks from the front. When you look at the front design, the first thing you notice is the grille that stretches wide, connecting the LED headlights. You've got a gloss black honeycomb pattern running through that grille with a chrome strip slicing across, meeting the VW badge right at the center. And what's nice is inside that chrome, you get a full width light bar running across that grille, which during the day, you will never even guess that it's actually there. Now, these IQ light LED headlights, I mean, they look good. They look modern and they give the Taigo a very premium feel. And when you go lower down, the front bumper actually balances out the two color combination of the car. You know, you've got these triangular fog light housings that are finished in gloss black, which contrast nicely against the silver body paint. And the lower grille is also blacked out. So I must say, as far as the front looks, they did an excellent job. So fine, when you look at it from the rear, the full width tail bar at the back is one of the most noticeable design elements, which honestly I could do without, because here's the thing, at night, it's brilliant. It looks awesome. The way it lights up gives the Taigo a high-end futuristic look, and that's where you actually get to appreciate the taillight bar. But during the day though, I feel like it doesn't work as well as it does in front. So in front, they did a great job with the LED strip. I mean, it's there, but it doesn't overwhelm the design. I mean, during the day, it blends in naturally. I mean, when you look at the car in front, you'd need to be told that it's actually there. If not, you'll barely even notice. But at the back though, you know, during the day, it just sits there, you know, as this dark strip that's finished in glossy black, which can feel a bit overwhelming, especially during the day. Maybe if it was like a thinner strip or had a more integrated look like they did in front, maybe that would hit a little different. From the side, the Taigo has a coupe-inspired shape with a roofline that slopes gently towards the rear. And what they did was they actually designed the Taigo sloping roofline in a way that maintains a good amount of rear passenger headroom by slightly lowering the rear back seat, which was actually clever if you ask me. And it does accommodate someone as tall as I am, so I'm sure about 3 adults can be able to sit comfortably, right? So the windows actually narrow slightly as they move back, and you also get this character line used in the car styling running along the side of the body, which is also nice because it frames the R-Line badge very, very well. I actually do love this R-Line badge. And then you also have this black plastic trim around the wheel arches. I mean, they're a typical feature on crossovers, and they just add some form of visual contrast against this silver paint. And you get some black trim that continues along the lower part of the doors as well. And when you look at the height of this car, right, it sits slightly higher than an average car in this segment, or maybe let me just say an average hatchback. So when you look at the height of this car, right, it gives this car decent ground clearance for everyday driving and of course for occasional gravel roads. And I mean, in this day and age, you could use with a bit of ground clearance. And the overhang at the back is short, which makes the side profile look more compact. And you also get these 18-inch alloy wheels with a sharp geometric design, and they just finished in the combination of silver and black with there are 5 split spokes that just form a star-like pattern. Let's just say they creatively created a beautiful 5-star rim. Looks cool. Let's look at the interior. When you're looking at the dashboard of the Taigo, everything is laid out in a way that feels simple and straightforward. The infotainment screen is neatly positioned at the top left of the center console, angled slightly towards the driver. And just besides it, it's a digital instrument cluster that's framed by a sharp housing. And you've got a climate control panel that is touch sensitive with a glossy black finish. And of course, clear icons that make it easy to adjust some of these settings, right? In fact, all of these settings. So let's talk about these seats. You don't often find fabric upholstery like this anymore. It's really, really rare to find these. And they have a sporty vibe with that unique textured pattern in the center and like a suede-like sections on the side supports. And you also get the R logo at the top that adds a nice touch. And it just lets you know which model it is. But they really, really, really do look good. So I must send a shout out to VW for this as well. This is the part of the Taigo's interior that feels like, it looks like, we missed the memo. So for a car that looks this modern and that's this refined, this old school handbrake just doesn't belong there, to be honest. And because it takes up so much space, you end up with these really small cup holders. I mean, sure, they could fit an espresso, but anything larger just feels like a tight squeeze, to be honest. You know, electric handbrake and bigger cup holders, please, thank you. We will be on the lookout for that when you give us a new model. Alright, so let's look at this infotainment system in this car, right? So it's super intuitive and it's really easy to use and it's pretty simple to navigate. It's actually familiar if you've used a VW before. And it has this little touch that I actually love. You know, when you turn off the car, it reminds you, got everything? Phone? Is everyone out of the car? How much money should I transfer into your account? I'm joking. Oh, it doesn't stretch that far. Right, so right at the center, you've got a clean touchscreen layout with 8 main functions laid out in a simple grid that are actually touch sensitive, right? Starting off with radio, which allows you to choose your saved radio stations and then drop down to media, where you can plug in a USB connect via Bluetooth for hands-free functionality. You also get voice, and this is where voice navigation comes in if you're into that kind of thing. App allows you to connect to Android Auto and Apple CarPlay wirelessly. And of course, sound lets you fine-tune your audio by adjusting the bass, the treble, or even balance out the speakers based on where you are seated. Then we move over to car, and this one actually gives you insights into your driving stats, you know, your fuel consumption and more car information that you might need. And lastly, you get menus. So here, this gives you an overview of the entire menu in the car. Like, you can pretty much, it even has hand gestures as well that you can use for that. But this is where you can get to find everything else that you might need in the car. Right. You also get this digital instrument cluster, and honestly, it's one of the best blends of modern and classic that I've seen. You've got these sharp, high-resolution dials that keep a familiar circular shape, and on the left, you've got your rev counter, and on the right, you get the speedometer as well. What I love the most is the color scheme. I mean, blue and white, it just looks good. I mean, it's fully digital, but it doesn't feel overly techy or artificial, and there's just something about the animation of the needles and the layout that just gives you that analog vibe. I mean, it's clean, you know, it's functional, and more importantly, it actually doesn't overwhelm you. It makes you look, okay, what happens where, right? So in the center, you can toggle through different information. You get driving stats like trip, time, distance, fuel economy, fuel levels, and even your media or your phone connection. And if you've been streaming music or navigating calls via Bluetooth, you'll see that information there as well. So when it comes to driving this Taigo, I must be honest with you, I thoroughly enjoyed driving this car. I mean, it's equipped with a 1-liter 3-cylinder turbocharged engine producing 85 kilowatts and 200 newton meters of torque with a 7-speed DSG gearbox. and it accelerates from 0 to 100 in 10 seconds. And I mean, it's efficient. Efficiency is really commendable in this car. It has a combined fuel consumption of approximately 5.5 liters per 100 kilometers, which I must say is really, 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 really good. So you'll basically be driving a fuel efficient car and you'll be looking good while you're doing that. So if that's your kind of approach, then this should make you happy as well. And in terms of handling, I mean, the Taigo suspension is well tuned to offer a comfortable ride while effectively managing body roll as well. So even when you're cornering, the vehicle maintains composure, and it basically gives you more of like a confident drive. And overall, I mean, it meets expectations, especially as far as fuel efficiency is concerned. I mean, it's stable and you should be able to be good. But the one thing that I truly, truly enjoyed is the drive mode memory, actually the drive mode retention, right? So this functionality allows a vehicle to remember and retain the last selected driving modes, such as eco, such as comfort and sports, because sometimes you don't even find this feature in cars that cost twice as much as this car. And it can be frustrating. So now let's look at the price of this car. So this R-Line starts at 582,000 rands without additional extras. And if you add them, it'll take you to around 660,000 rands. And that will give you an installment of about 12,800 rands. And if you take it for 72 months at an interest rate of 12% with no deposit. But if you take it for 60 months, then it will push you up to 14,500 rands. And then insurance, you're looking at paying around 2,000 rands per month. And fuel expenses, so this car has a 40-liter fuel tank. And I mean, if with the current price of petrol, let's maybe say 25 rands. You should be fine with a full tank. If you should pay around 1,000 rands for a full tank, and that will give you a estimated fuel range of around 740 kilometers on a full tank. So I think plus it's efficient, so you'll push. So overall, the Taigo is undeniably a great looking car. I know the T-Cross is basically a bigger Polo, but for some reason, I just gravitate towards the Taigo more when it comes to that particular feeling. So I see it like this. You move from a Polo to maybe a Golf, and then you start thinking about space and family. And that's where you consider this type of car. I mean, it still holds that stylish hatchback feel, but now it's higher off the ground, it's more spacious, and it still looks good. And I don't think you can ever go wrong with that combination. If only the car had a bit more power, then honestly, I think it would definitely be a game changer. I mean, the specs are decent. It's not badly equipped at all. I mean, 4 USB-C ports, plus wireless chargers, then a panoramic sunroof, which is really something that a lot of people like. And playing music in this car is honestly an enjoyable experience. But if they only gave it more power, then the price wouldn't be something that I'd start questioning. I mean, I remember there was a guy who actually saw this car when I was driving it, and he looked at it and he was like, this car actually looks quick. And it got me thinking, oh, right? So if the car only had a bit more power, just a little bit more power. Alright, we'll leave it here for today. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe and hit the notification bell so when I drop the next video, you are the first to watch it. So you'll see me on the next one. Until then, yeto kedros iriondu sway.